Welcome everyone. So today we are going to study list in Python. This is the second lecture in chapter 2 Python revision tour. Alright, so let's start. First of all, you have to understand what is list. Lists are standard data type in Python. It is used to store sequence of any values. Any values means the values may be character, the values may be numbers, it may be a mix of values. Okay, lists are created using square bracket. We have to understand this. Strings are without any brackets. They can be created using single quote as well as double quote, but lists can be created using this square bracket. Okay, the lists are modifiable, or in other words it is known as mutable. Okay, mutable. You have to know that there are only two mutable data types. They are list and dictionaries. Others cannot be modified. Modified in the sense that you cannot change a single item. Okay, but in list you can change. Okay, there can be empty lists containing no elements also. And this is one example of a list. I have fruits and apple, here banana, here cherry, and I can simply print this and it will print out all the items. This is simple example of list. So let me quickly point out the important points in Mizo language. Python na list kan ti chu data chi sang sang a hlawm a dah tih na ni ta a i data te kha chu a in ang thei a chuan a in mix thei bawk a a in ang an tih chuan hming ringot i store khan hming kha chu character ni ta in ang a ngai thei a chuan hming le roll number te kha i lo dah thei ta chu chu mix of characters and number ani don ta a chuan list is siam don chuan square bracket hi man ngei ngei tur ani square bracket chuanin list te hi a modify thei item pakhat kha i dur chuan item dangin i thlak le thei ani chuan list hi dictionary nen Python a chuan mutable data type pani lar em an ni a adang ho kha atlang pui thu in item ho kha thlak thei lo ani chuan empty list om thei boka chu hemi slide atanga kan share tor poimote ani now let's go to the next slide. Creating list. So I have already pointed out that we can create a list by using square bracket, right? Like this. Suppose L is the name of the list given, and you can have value 1 separated by comma, value 2 separated by comma, value 3 separated by comma. All are enclosed in square bracket. All right. You can also have empty lists using the list function. And there is another method to create lists from existing sequences. For example, Python is a string which is enclosed in a single quote, and from this string you can convert it into a list using the list function. Okay, that means this Python is already existed, and using this we can create a new list. And it is also possible to create a list from a keyboard like this. L will be the name of the list, and input, using input we are going to take input from the user. Whatever you have input, we will evaluate it as the list. Alright, these are the different ways for creating list. Let me repeat in Mizo language. Python list is yam don chuan a list ming ipe nga heta chuan L ka hmanga chuan square bracket chunga value pakhat na comma value panhi na pathum na khatiang zel khan comma separated value sidu zat zat khai pek thei ani chuan list hi empty list engma omlo item engma nei lo ani thei boka chu list bracket open close manga siam tur ani a chuan string atang po in list a siam thea chu mi siam dan tur chu a string kha bracket chu ngai penga ti chuan list kha siam mai tur ani a chuan keyboard atanga among tu ten list item an enter chop tur pon input method mangin a siam thea chu input method chu evaluate function eval mangin list a chan tir thei bokani. I hope it's clear. If it is not clear, please don't hesitate to ask me, okay? Now let us quickly compare what is the similarities and the differences between lists and strings. Okay, first the similarities. The function len can be used for both list and string. Okay, what is the use of this? It is used to count the number of characters including spaces, right? Indexing and slicing can be applied on lists. Index, we can specify the index number or the index values, and slicing means extracting some part of the list or the string. Okay, we are going to study all these things in details. And the membership operator that you have already studied in strings, like in operator, whether that is inside the list or not in operator, is it not inside the list, can be used. The concatenator operators like plus and the replication or repetition operators like the star symbol can be used in this both strings and list. We can also access individual items through indexes. It may be positive index or it may be negative indexes. Okay, let me quickly repeat in miso. List le string in anna ani a len function here list le string a man thei ve ve a chuan indexing le slicing hi a man thei boka in le not in po hi a man thei ve ve a chuan plus le star operator kha a man thei ve ve boka chuan index ho mangin positive indexing mangin le negative indexing mangin list le string a khan ati thei ve ve ani hei hi atoi zonga ani anna list le string in anna ani eh. Alright, let's go to the next one. Now let's talk about the differences or the dissimilarities between lists and strings. Okay, you have first of all the one difference between list and string is in terms of storage. Okay, strings elements occupy the same memory space, in the sense that each element have the same size. Okay, in string each element have the same size. For example, if you write your name, suppose tka, t will occupy the same memory amount of memory as k, like that. So each element occupy the same amount of memory space. But in list, each element can be of different sizes. Okay, this is very important, the difference between list and string. Let me repeat. In list, each element occupy the same amount of memory space, but in list, each element may occupy different sizes because the size of each element may be different. For example, here apple is only 5 characters, and here we have banana, which is 6 character. So the memory occupied by this apple and the memory occupied by this banana will not be the same. So this is a list. They will occupy different memory space. And another thing is that mutability. Okay, strings are not mutable. You cannot change a single item inside a string, but you can change a single item inside a list. They are mutable. So strings are not mutable or not changeable, but lists are mutable and they are changeable. Alright, so suppose if you write this Python code, fruit equal to apple, banana and cherry, and if you say fruit 2, what is 2? 2 means it will start from 0, 1 and 2. This is the index number 2. So index number 2 will be changed to grapes, right? So if you print out fruit, the result will be apple, banana and grape. Cherry will be gone. Why? Because we replace it. It is mutable. All right. Let me quickly repeat in miso. List le string dang lam na pakhat na chuan string a item te chuan memory an lu azat a inang vek list a ve thung chuan item hrang hrang te khan memory an lu azat a inang lo chuan pahnih na string te chu not mutable item ho kha change thei lo an ni a list te chu item change thei an ni. Alright, I hope it's clear. Now let's talk about list operations. Okay, list operations. The most common list operations are traversing, joining a list, repeating or replicating, slicing, and using slices for list modifications. And we are going to study all these things in details, one by one. All right, let's study one by one. The first one, traversing a list. Traversing a list means accessing and processing each element in the list one by one. All right. So here L1 is my list and Python is the list of elements. Okay, a list of characters starting from capital Python, right? So using for loop, for item is one item in L1 colon, okay, and print item, and within between each item I'm going to give one space, so the output is P, capital letter is print out, small letter Ython. That means I am processing its element in the list. Is it clear? Can anyone respond me, please?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, good. If it is not clear, please don't hesitate to ask me. If you want practical demonstration also, I can give you, okay? Now, let's talk about joining a list. The concatenation operators plus can be used to join two or more lists, okay? For example, here we have one list, L1. There are three elements, 1, 2, 3. And we also have another list called L2, and we have 4, 5, 6. And using this plus operator, I'm joining two lists together, L1 and L2, and forming L3. Alright, so I print L3, and the output will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, this is a combination of list 1 and it is a combination of list 2. It is a combination of list 1 and list 2. It is combining using the concatenator operator. I hope that's not difficult, right? And let's go on. The repetition or the replicating list. The star operator can be used to repeat lists. For example, here I have L1, and in this L1 it had three elements, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to print L1 three times, okay, three times using the plus operator. So this one is the one time, and here's the second time, and here is the third time. So I'm repeating three times. If I specify 9 here, it will print 9 times. So this is used to repeat a list. I hope it's clear. And now let's talk about slicing this list, okay? Slicing means cutting out. For example, if you have a cake, you can slice out some portion of the cake like that. So in list, you can slice out some portion of the items or the elements from the list. The different ways of doing that can be demonstrated like this. Suppose we have L1, a list which contain number from 1 to 7, okay? 1 to 7 is the list. So I'm going to slice out index number 2 to index number 5, okay? Index 2 to 5. Index start from 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to slice out. I'm going to cut out from 0, 3 and up to what? Index number less than 5, okay? This is 3 and this is index number 4 and this is index number 5, like that. So 2 to 5 means just less than 5. So we are going to cut out these indexes. So it will print 3, 4, 5. Is it clear? I hope if you listen
Yes.
carefully, it will be
Yes,
clear.
sir.
And you can also use the reverse indexing. Okay, I'm going to start from -6. -6 means this one's -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. That means this one is -6. Index number 1 is -6, which is 2, and it will end at just before -3. What is -3? -1, -2, -3. -3 is 5. So just before -3, it will be 4. So the output will be 2, 3, and 4, not including 5 again. So this is the output of that slicing. You can also slice out some portion of the items, and you can also specify the step. For example, I'm saying that I'll start from index 0 to 6, but stepping using 2. Okay, so if I start from 0, I'll not display 1, and the next step will be 2 step. From 0 to 2 means I'll print 2. Okay, I'll print 3, I mean. So the step size will be 2 here. The step size is important here. So I'm creating a new list called L2, and in this L2, 1, 3, 5 will be printed because we are stepping using 2. Okay, so is it clear? Now let's use slices method for list modification. For example, you can use slices method to modify or changes the existing element in the list. For example, L1 is 1 to 7 as usual, and I'm going to change items from index numbers 2 to index number 4. Okay, even though I say 2 to 4, it is actually 2 to 3. Okay, less than 4. So I'm going to change the values to 33 and 44. So as you can see, the output will be 1, 2, 33 and 44, 5, 6, 7. We are changing 3 to 33, and we are changing 4 to 40, 44, like that. So you can also use slices to change the items in the list because they are mutable. I hope it's clear. Now let's go to list manipulation. Okay, list manipulations. We have 3 important operations for list manipulation. For example, appending, we have updating, we have deleting. Okay, so let's study one by one. The first one is appending. You can use the append method to add a single item. Remember, a single item here. Okay, a single item to the end of the list. For example, in L1, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you append L1 dot append 6, that means it will be 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will add 6, the element 6 to the last portion of the list. This is appending. And the next one is updating element to a list. For example, if you want to update any item in the list by specifying the index number, you can do so. For example, L1 is 1 to 5, and I want to change the value for index number 2. Okay, index number 2 means the third element because we are starting from 0, and the third element will change to 7. So the output will be 1, 2, 7, 4, 5, like that. Okay, you can change, you can update the element in the list. You can also delete element from the list like this. For example, if I have L1, 1 to 5, if I say DEL, DEL is the delete keyword, L1 and index number 2. I'm going to delete the item, the third item, because it starts from 0. So if I delete and print, this item will be removed because this is index number 2, and 1, 2, 4, 5 will be printed again. You can also specify the range to be deleted starting from index number 1, that is the second item, before the third item, that is item number 2. That means 2, and this is the index number 1, and this is index number 2, and this is index number 3, and before, just before the 3 will be, these two items will be deleted and only 1 and 5 will be printed. But if you want to delete all the list, you can simply specify like this without specifying the index number or like that. So I told you 3 ways to delete items. Okay, whatever list, I hope you can delete it now. Is it clear, students? Am I
Yes,
too
sir.
fast or
Sir.
am I too slow?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, now let's talk about making true copy of a list. We can copy list in two ways. The first way is using as equal to operator, a simple equal to operator. This will make a copy of the list, but it will point to the same memory location, and this is known as shallow copy. Please try to remember shallow copy. This will be important from examination point of view. What is shallow copy? Shallow copy means, I'll show you practically. This is shallow copy. Check it out. Here we have L1, 1, 2, 3. If I say L1 equal to L2, this is a shallow copy. That means L1 will have 1, 2, 3, and L2 is also supposed to be having 1, 2, 3. But look carefully here. If I print L1, 1, 2, 3 will be print. L2, 1, 2, 3 will be printed because it is equal to L1. And I modify the first item of L1 and print, update the item to 7. If I print L2 again here, but it is 7, 2, 3. I do not modify L2, I modify only L1, but it is reflected in L2 also. Why? Because they are pointing to the same memory location. Diagram can be written like this. L1 is pointing to some memory location there inside your computer memory. 1, 2, 3. This is L1. This is L1. So when we say L1 equal to L2, there will be L2 and it will point to the same memory location. So when you change the first item to 7 using L1, then when you print L2 again, because they are pointing to the same memory location, 7 to 3 is printed. Let me repeat this concept in Mizo to make you clear. In short thiam kadua chu wang chuan mizo tong in kan soi le lo kanga shallow copy ani tu na kan soi hi L1 a chuan 1 2 3 kan neya chuanin L2 chu L2 equal to L1 kan tu ta ne hetiang hi shallow copy ti na ni a om zia chuan memory location a khan L1 kha lo om sa ta L2 equal to L1 iti khan L2 khan memory dang a shan pa a copy siam loin L2 le L1 khan memory in ang khan point ta ne chu wang chuan L2 i display chuan 1 2 3 memory ami kha ran display a L2 khoi chemi alawin L1 ta hian I khoi cheta ni L1 item ma saber kha 7 a I change ta a ma se L2 print le ta la L2 po kha lawin thlak dai a om zia chu memory inang an point ti na ani mai. Is it clear, students? In chat here, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it is not clear, I can repeat any number of times, okay? Now let's talk about making true copy. Another one is known as deep copy or true copy, okay? In deep copy or true copy, equal to sign with list function is used like this. I'll show you example. See this one. This one is the example. L1 is 1 2 3 again, the same. And L2, I'm not saying L2 equal to L1 straight away. I'm using list list. Okay, list list. Because of this, it is making the deep copy or the true copy. Okay, the deep copy or true copy. That means inside your computer memory, L1 will be pointing to one memory one memory location, and L2 will be pointing to another memory location. Okay, so this is known as deep copy or true copy. So if I print L2, 1 2 3 will be printed, and I change again the value of L1 to 7. But when you print L2 again, that is not affecting L2 anymore. That means L1 and L2 are pointing to different memory location. Mizo trongin an soile taila deep copy chuan list pahnih te khan memory shan ve an nei. Salo copy chuan list pahnih te khan memory inang an nei. I hope it's clear. Now let's go to the last part of today's lecture, which is list function, and we are going to learn about index, append, extend, insert, pop, remove, clear, count, reverse, and the sort function one by one. Okay. Firstly, the index function. The index function returns the index of the first match item from the list. For example, if you have L1 as the list and it is having ABCC, okay, ABCC. And if you print the index of C, where is C located? The index start from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? C is located in index 2 and 3, but it will print index number 2 because it is the first occurrence, okay? The first match. I hope it's clear. Now let's talk about the append method again. The append method I have already shown to you. L1 is having 1 to 5 and L2 is appended, L1 is appended with item number 6 and it will add it will add 6 to the last element. It will be appended. Remember, here we are appending only a single item. We also have extend method. This is used to add multiple items. Append method is used for adding single item, and extend method is used for adding multiple items. For example, here L1 is 13579, right? We have L2, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I'm saying L1 dot extend. I'm using extend method and L2, right? Extend L2 and then I print L1. That means all the items from L2 will be extended to L1 and the value will be 1 to 9, which is from L1, and 1 to 2 to 10, which is from L2, and this is the value of L1 now because of this extend function. I hope it's clear. If it is not clear, please don't hesitate to ask me, okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Then let's talk about the insert function now. The insert function insert an item, a single item at any given position. You have to specify the position. For example, if list is the list and using insert, you can specify the position where you want to insert and the value or the item that you have to insert. Here we have L1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, and I forgot 4 here. I want to insert there in that position. And I said L1, insert, this is the position. Position is 0, 1, 2, I will insert it here. 3. In 3 position, I'll insert the value 4. I'll insert the value 4 and 5 will move. Okay, 5 will move. So the final printout will be this one. We inserted 4 here. Alright, as I told you, this is index 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, right? So we are inserting in index number 3, and the value that we inserted is value number 4, like that. I hope it's clear. Now let's talk about the pop method. The pop method remove element from the given position, just like the insert. The reverse is the pop method. Okay. If the position is not specified, if the item to be removed is not specified, it will remove the last element. Okay. Here we have 1 to 5. I say pop 1. Okay. I'm going to pop 1. So don't think that the item 1 will be removed. The item at position number 1, this is the position number 0, this is position number 1. So 2 is removed and the output will be 1 3 4 5, like that. But if you simply use the pop method without use specifying any item, it will remove the last item. The last item is 5, so this will be removed and the output will be 1 2 3 4. Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, let us go to the next function, which is the remove function. It removes the first occurrence of the items. Okay, the first. For example, here I have in list. This is a string code test, and from this test, I'm going to convert it into a list without using any square bracket. Okay, here I print the list. The list is test, list test, right? And L1 dot remove t. I'm going to remove t. As you can see, t is available here and t is available at the end too. It is available at the beginning and at the end. And I command the computer to remove t. And you have to know that it removed the first occurrence, the first occurrence. So the final result will be est. Okay, est. The last t will not be removed. Okay, this is the remove function. You can remove whatever item you want from the list. There is also another method called clear method, which remove all items from the list. For example, if you simply say L1.clear, all the item will be removed and it will produce an empty list. Okay, it will produce an empty list. Elbiatlua, you are unmuting. Do you have any question to ask? All right. Um, so the clear method is used to clear all the items from the list. It will produce an empty list. And we also have the count method to count an element in the list. How many times that element occurs in the list? For example, in L1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and I try to count L1 dot count 3. How many times 3 is occur in that list? As you can see, here is one time and here is the second time. So it occur 2 times. Like that, you can count any items or any elements in the list. And the reverse method. The reverse method reverses the item and does not create a new list. For example, 1, 2, 3 is the list. We print 1, 2, 3. And if I simply say reverse, L1 dot reverse, it will print 3, 2, 1. This is the reverse of the item. And the sort method, you can also sort item in increasing order or alphabetical order. Easily like this. This is 1593760. It is unsorted number. If I say L1 dot sort, it will produce 135679 in sorted order, in increasing order. But if you want to sort in the reverse order, you can say reverse equal to true. Remember, this true is T capital. Okay, if you use small t, it will be wrong. This T capital, it is true, and it will sort in the reverse order, 976531, like that. All right. Do you have any questions so far? If you have any question, you can ask me.